The following program is brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization.
Good evening and welcome to Behind the Scenes with Armand Alvarez. I don't know who he is, but I hope he's well and on a beach somewhere. No, actually, that's me. I'm commonly known as Al Alvarez. I'm sitting here with a new good friend of mine. His name is Neil Galarte,
Yes.
and we're going to be talking about
Everything. Movies, TV, music.
That's
whatever you
right.
want.
Indie film,
Absolutely.
music, the arts in general. We've got a couple of other guests that will be joining us this evening. So if Gilligan's Island is on, just
Get rid of it.
tape it or something so you can watch our show, right?
Absolutely. DVR. We're more interesting.
That's right, a heck of a lot more interesting. But one of the things that has happened in the very recent past is the Sunscreen Film Festival.
Yes.
I had the pleasure of attending that a couple of weeks ago, all 4 nights, and I'll tell you, it was second to none. So for all you movie aficionados out there
Yes.
who like independent music or independent film, please put that on your calendar. We've got, God, I'm embarrassed. We have a film festival coming up on the 18th, 19th, and 20th at Willow Studios, and that's MovieCon, I think it is.
Yeah, that's
if that's the wrong name, I apologize for that. I should do my homework
It's live TV.
more efficiently. But that being said, Neil,
Yes.
why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
About myself?
And then we'll get into what you do as far as
Absolutely.
your production company.
Well, thanks for having me. First of all, before I even talk about me, I want to congratulate you. You've got Talkie Awards. #1 show, which it was awesome. I was there when you received that. So
yeah,
that was awesome.
I was very pleased and honored with that. I really
it's a
was.
big deal.
Yeah.
I was really excited for you, and it's funny that day I was there, I didn't think I'd ever be on your set, but
Right.
just really excited for you. First of all,
Thank you.
Well, my name is Neil Galarte. I own Wild Style Media Group in Tampa. I just recently moved from Orlando after being in Orlando since 1988, actually.
Wow.
And did everything from worked my way up from intern all the way up to my last years. I was producer for the mayor of Orlando, and we did all the videos for the city. And so I also did Homicide Video, which we'll talk about another time.
Okay.
But anyway, basically, in between that, I owned a production company, did some indie film projects. We also produced for a lot of other people, and finally moved to Tampa. And I've been here for 1 year, opened up my production company. But one of the biggest things I'm proud of is when I got here, I joined the Sunscreen Film Society, which actually was a big thing for me, wanting to move back into more filmmaking, even though we've done a lot of media production.
Now, let me ask you, with all the connections that you had working for the mayor of Orlando, and all the connections that you had since 1988, I mean, what prompted you to move to the? No, I mean, we're glad you did.
Thanks. I'm going home
first of all, but what was the big prompt?
It was a number of things. Number one, I had been there for a very long time, and
Right,
as you know,
yeah.
when you've been somewhere a little too long, sometimes you just want to change.
Sure.
More importantly, I wanted to expand the brand, kind of get my company to grow outside of Orlando because it's so tourism based, right? But more importantly, too, also at the time, my wife and I just wanted to change. She wanted a career change, so we looked at Tampa as an opportunity. Although everyone you would think would be California, but I'm from there, so I've been there, done that. And Tampa just looked like a place that was energetic. It wasn't crazy like Miami, but it was more business and more serious than Orlando.
Yeah, and I'm originally from Los Angeles also,
Yeah.
and I've lived in Phoenix and I've lived up in Denver, Colorado, which are also big cities, But Tampa has it's a city.
Energetic.
But it's very spread out.
Yeah.
It really is. It's very integrated. It's spread out. It's not as condensed with the population as much. And you also have the Pinellas County. So you have the bay in between, and then all the communities that go around the top of the bay. So if you're looking for somewhere to film, if you're looking for
great locations,
crews and actors and locations, we've got it all right here in the Tampa Bay area. Just contact Neil Galarte.
That's right.
and Wild
Style Media Group.
That's right. That's right.
You guys actually have a real passionate workforce. So kind of what attracted me was you had a lot of films shot here. In the past, and then for a little while it sort of disappeared. And kind of one of my biggest things was to get here and try to make a change, try to impact and start productions and bring them here. I've brought about 4 productions from Orlando that were all supposed to be there here.
Well, that's fantastic. You know I'm an actor, right?
Yeah, no. Actually, don't tell me that, because my first indie film called Hoops, we actually did a crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo.com. We raised the funds for the film, and because of the move, and then I just recently had a baby.
Right.
It delayed the movie, but in a good way. Thank you very much. So that's a film that I want to move entirely to Tampa. My goal is to relocate it all, and so I will definitely be calling, because there is a role there for Al.
So I'm not playing hoops. Not with some of these young guys. Forget it. They'll burn me up. But now, didn't you win an award, a crowdfunding award for hoops? Or was that for...
no, we won as a company, we won an award, a communicator award, just yesterday for best crowdfunding video and best editing.
Right.
It was the communicator awards. But Hoops was just, the success of Hoops was that it was funded through crowdfunding successfully. And now it's just a matter of moving it over here. And hopefully through Sunscreen, or through the connections of Sunscreen Film Society, I can provide opportunity for some people to work on a project.
You know, you keep coming back to Sunscreen Film Society.
Passionate about it.
I don't know why. No, actually, I happen to be the executive vice president of the Sunscreen Film Society, and I've been with them about 4 years now. The society itself has been in existence about a year under the umbrella of the Sunscreen Film Festival, which is a nonprofit. We had belonged to another organization which was around for about 40 years, and for some reason it kind of disbanded here in Tampa, in the Tampa Bay area. So the timing couldn't have been better. Tony Armour over at Sunscreen Film Festival was already considering starting a social
film society.
A society, and it worked out perfectly. The timing, Matt Ayotte, the president, and I and Dottie Passot, and a lot of folks on the board of directors, including our directors like yourself, had already made a big impact on him, I think. I know that if we had made a bad impression, we wouldn't be where we are today. So
it was I think it was a no-brainer. The funny story is the night that I went to join said former group is the night you disbanded it. And then the funny story was I reached out to Matt and I told him, listen, I just moved here. I just wanted to join and you disbanded. So I just want to make an impact. I'm not here to just be a member. I want my company and all of its resources to be behind something like Sunscreen. And then I met you, and
you almost left.
I almost left, but because it was a passionate group and it was going through turmoil. But right now it's exciting because it looks like, I've been with you in a few meetings. We've got it under control. It looks like we're exciting them. We got some first Sunscreen film being shot here this month.
That's right.
Absolution, I believe it's called. And then they're working on some other film projects. And I've watched him in action, and I'm not saying it because it's his show, but he's really helped to bring it back together, get it refocused, and I'm proud to be a part of it with you.
Well, Neil wasn't with us very long before he really earned our trust and our respect, and we decided, because of his background and his integrity and his professionalism, that he belonged on the board of directors. So we're so glad to have him, because he has such a positive input in the boardroom.
Not to mention we had lunch at Boston's. That didn't hurt.
Well, I wasn't invited to that.
I figured you're not buy them.
I'd rather have a pizza pie, But wait, as a matter of fact, speaking of India, we have a guest coming on. He's going to come in, and his name is Anjani Pandey. He has a late night online television show, and he actually is kind of an attaché or a diplomat, if you will, from India to the United States.
Absolutely.
And he since it's a world wide web, he is going to give us a report on the Bollywood Film Festival that was
absolutely.
just
That was
in
a big
town.
deal. That was a big deal.
So we have some fantastic film festivals. But I tell you what you know what we should do right now. We've been talking about your film Hoops.
Yeah, we should show something.
How
actually.
long is that?
It should be maybe 2 or 3 minutes max.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Chris has that queued up, Chris Wiles, our production.
It's our first day
manager.
on the set. First time we had the actors together right
Okay.
after we crowdfunded the
So
project.
help me here. Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1.
Hoops.
Action. Hoops.
Neil Galarte here on the set of Hoops. It's our first day, Altamont Springs. We've got James Bridges in the background taking some shots. Exciting to bring you guys the court and finally get the whole team together.
Well, my first day of shooting, was pretty rough due to the fact that I started cramping up. And I just had to push through that, and, we got through it.
It's definitely a challenge in trying to manage the sweat factor and keep the makeup, but we have really great products nowadays in makeup, so we can kind of combat that and just minimize the sweat and keep it together. Make sure you guys tune in to the Hoops Facebook page at facebook.com/hoopsfilm, and also make sure that you follow it, like it, because there's a lot more to come. We've got behind the scenes pictures, interviews with the actors and the casting crew, and most importantly, me. So check us out. Make sure you like the page, tell your friends, and Hoops will be coming to you very soon.
That was sweet.
Hoops.
Behind the scenes with Neil Galarte
man, he's out.
and his film Hoops.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was really very nicely produced. It had some
thank you.
Very, the
that
production
was,
was great. Clarity, sound, everything.
Thank you. That was my friend Willie Harper, who's actually here somewhere. He's a big part of that. He's an incredible editor.
Monkey Tongue, right?
Monkey Tongue Productions.
That's right, yeah.
People laugh about that. It's not adult entertainment. Basically, honestly, that was just the first day that we wanted to get all the technical, the cameras out, and we were playing with some new Canon cameras that day, and that's kind of what happened.
Oh, good.
It was fun.
By the way, we'd like to introduce Johnny Pandey.
Hey, welcome to the club.
Hey.
And Johnny, first of all, you still have the late night show, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what that's all about?
That's basically we do social work in India, and for tribal belt and the poor people. So we encourage the people to come in the mainstream line and to fight, and they make them aware about their rights and how to process, how to demand with the government.
That's powerful.
So kind of like awareness.
Sure. It's like a social awareness and awareness
social.
of your rights and your benefits that you should be entitled to.
Like if you are attached to your land, you really want to see them growing. So it's a kind of like my attachment to that land and the people there. So I'm just doing for returning to the society.
Right. Now, the time difference, what time do you actually broadcast?
It's like a 9.5 hours ahead.
Okay.
So we are doing like in the night, like
Midnight.
11 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
So that it's in the morning, it's like 8:30. So that's because I don't want to go more late.
Sure.
And at the same time, I don't want to do early in the evening. Like now it's what's time now? It's 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So it's like a 5:30 morning.
Oh yeah,
It's too early for them.
You'd
market that? How do
never
you-
get me up that early. Anyway.
Yeah, that's
How do
right.
you
But
market that
we were
good?
just talking about the Talkie Awards.
Yeah.
And I know that you were presented a Talkie Award for.
Jharkhand Khatre Mein, that's my banner name.
Okay, but it's basically the kind of the best international talk show.
Yeah, we got the best international talk show award. They behind the scene, I came to know like they qualified this one and they selected for award based on the quality and the contents because we do giving to the society back. So
Right.
that's the main, the judge and board jury, they like the theme. So that's the, I think I got that one.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, congratulations.
Thank
You know,
you.
one thing I would like to remind everyone out there in our TV audience, whether you're in Rome, Italy, Toronto, Washington, D.C., I know you're watching in San Quentin and
Apopka, Florida.
wherever you're watching, you know, I just want you to know that we have a full menu of shows here at TalkWadStudios.com. We have wellness shows, we have sports shows, we have entrepreneurial shows, we have
Health and business.
business and
Religious.
business advice. We have Anjani's show, we have my show, we have Following Me, we have all about dogs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pets and dogs, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Pigs and
with
dogs.
Lori, and it's really a great show. And she rescues dogs and tries to find homes for them, which is very noble, you know. So, you know, we're doing a lot to try to bring community partners together and really make a difference. So, although we're about film and the arts and music, you know, we really do try to make it a community show. Now, we were just talking about all the film festivals.
Oh, yeah.
So we know that Bollywood was recently here.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
so
That's,
did everyone have to call you first and see if you had an extra guest room when they came out? No?
No, actually, this is IFA. This is the 15th year. Basically, they have one, if you really compare with our Oscar here, Oscar started in 1929, like 86th year this year. We completed their one called Filmfare, which is like 56th year.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That is like class.
Sure.
That's like a class. So 15 years back, some of the board director from the Filmfare, they told, hey, we should go international. A lot of people are now gone abroad. So, but those like old high school people, they don't know, no, we are here, we will go with our norms. Stay here. So it got split, and now the IFA born 15 years back, and they go all the places internationally, Macau, Singapore, London.
Wow.
See, the Tampa comes in that category.
That level.
And it's a very, all companies, the Tampa visit, Florida visit, the commissioner and the people here, they all appreciate, they all welcome this one. And let me tell you, I have some data, how we got benefit, monetary.
Sure.
I'm coming to the point. Monetary. It's data here, like 10 to 12,000 room nights were booked during that 1 week.
Wow. 10 to 12,000 rooms.
Room nights.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
And 10 to 12,000 would be more if it was not Indian. It was Indian. That's why, because we go with family, friends, something. But if you see the data, how the Indian crowd came here,
Yeah, huge.
not the local, the crowd, extra people came, is 30,000.
Wow.
30,000 extra people came here. So combining 30,000 people extra in a week, 10 to 12,000 hotel, you can just imagine how this was. We got money in the local transportation,
economic impact,
restaurant, shops. They pour money here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
And this is happened. Somebody say like, hey, why this? Why Tampa? Why not Chicago? Why not LA? See, that's where we are struggler. Like how we build up our profile. Tampa has built up last couple years profile by having host for Super Bowls.
Yep. RNC. Yep.
So and now IFA added.
Absolutely.
So now it's a profile building. Like anybody will see like, hey, if we have to do something in US,
Do it in Tampa.
go to Tampa, because it's a profile has been built up.
But don't we have the Summer Olympics coming in a couple of years?
You know, not
We
only
don't, but we should.
Big, right?
Maybe it's no surprise, because I was just reading one interview. Bob was telling, since the IFA, the market came in the markets from early this year, 5 entertainment company has approached
Wow.
here to have host here.
Nice.
So see the difference. And I remember he quote one very good, like how it was possible.
Right. Uh-huh.
He gave, I quote Bob, it's where we believe the future lies.
Powerful.
So this is the like how the Tampa got like and not only this Tampa name got exposed to the world, and the viewer due to this IFA only,
Absolutely.
it goes to the ear of 800 million people.
Wow.
Now, if you compare 6 months back and now after 6 months, you can count like 800 million people
Are gonna
learn
visit,
like there is
learn
one
about it.
Tampa exists somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
and,
this is-
and I'll tell you, Bollywood itself, what we know as Bollywood, it's another market. It's a totally, another market where you've got superstars.
Yeah.
Right.
Very
I mean,
big ones.
we have like you've got the Indian Tom Cruise. You've got the adventure guys, the romantic stars. So
Dance.
And if you compare with the richness,
right.
say dollar amount, whatever we have currency, dollar amount to artists paid in Bollywood and artists paid here, there's not much difference.
Wow.
I have seen, I was just moving and mingling here around with one small reporter from one local regional. He was here. See, I'm not talking about the stars. I'm not talking about this.
Right.
Everyday guy.
That one small reporter from one small regional newspaper, he spent in front of me $5,000 in 2 days
Wow.
in this market.
Sure.
So imagine what the big
So-
ones
so
were
just
spending.
think,
yeah.
Yeah, the trickle down effect of something like this is just amazing. From the airlines to the hotels,
yeah.
like you're down to the shoe shines. I'm serious. The
The economic impact is
yeah,
huge.
it's phenomenal. So. Tampa's the place to bring it, folks. It really is. Whether it's a film festival, whether you're doing an indie film, or a big studio film. All right. There are tax incentives in the state, and great talent and crew. So keep us in mind because we're going to be watching you.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
closely. Okay. Well, listen. It was so nice to have you here
Same
today,
here,
Johnny.
thanks. Yeah.
So nice to have you. Now we had another one of your videos.
Yeah, right now I guess we could show the Dreamplex video. It's
Okay.
a video that we did recently for the Central Florida Dreamplex. So it's going to be a building that services amputees, children with no legs, no arms, and we were proud and honored to produce the video. It's a crowdfunding video for them to build the building. So if you like the video, go to cfldreamplex.com and help donate for those children.
Okay. And as we see this video, we're going to say goodnight to Johnny, and thank
Same
you
here.
so much for
Thank you.
stopping
Good to
by.
meet you.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to be bringing in our other guest, Miss Lisa Brave.
Absolutely.
Okay? So
Same here.
let's
Thank
go
you.
ahead and roll them. 3, 2, 1.
Dreamplex.
Action.
Central Florida Dreamplex is a combination of two dreams that came together. My son Cameron was an ice hockey player in high school and college, and he really wanted to open an ice rink in South Lake County. I, as a pediatric physical therapist, had the privilege of hearing a neurologist at a conference who happens to have cerebral palsy herself. And she gave us the idea that sports and recreation were very important for people with disabilities.
So it was Wednesday afternoon that Cameron and Amy came in my office and they started talking to me about this facility they wanted to create for the disabled population. And I listened to this dream, and then Cameron pulls out this paper and he shows this drawing to me. And his drawing had all these different spaces, and he told me this story, and it really just intrigued me and just pulled me in, and I wanted to get involved.
Central Florida Dreamplex will include 2 ice rinks. One rink will become an indoor field. There'll be a basketball court, which is also volleyball. We have 2 pools, gymnastic area, a fitness center, and an indoor track above the basketball court. The fields, of course, will be used for indoor football, baseball, and soccer. We'll have the ice for various team sports as well as for therapy. And the gymnastics room will be especially interesting because it will have suspended equipment, which children who have sensory issues and are seeking for sensory input, there'll be a great place for them to swing and have great input from that. There will be a fitness area that will be specifically set up so that you can get your wheelchair to each piece of equipment for workout.
I just thought it was just phenomenal to know that a facility like this has never been done before in Central Florida. If I had a facility that would help me in my earlier years, it would have taken me a shorter amount of time in order to reach to the point of where I am in my life.
Central Florida Dreamplex will be a great place for parents to come together. They'll have commonality with other parents that have children with the same disabilities. They'll be able to give each other ideas, suggestions, and just support.
The Dreamplex would alleviate issues of organized sports for our kids. We have a son who is not disabled extremely, but not well enough to play team sports. So the Dreamplex would give him a place to play with other kids like him.
You know, we see other parents go out on Saturdays and the weekends and enjoy sports with their kids, and we just don't have that outlet with our children, and it would be a great accomplishment to see that happen in the near future.
I, as a physical therapist, really want to see this thing happen because I see my kids being left out sometimes of other sports and recreation, and they want to join in with the other kids, and this will be a great place to do that.
The reason why I'm so passionately supporting the Dreamplex is because it is a one-of-a-kind facility for people with disabilities, and I want it bad right here in Lake County. The Dreamplex embodies everything that I want to see within the Wellness Way sector plan.
Our design team is made up of architects, landscape architects, and engineers, over 100 years of experience, and our goal, to build the Central Florida Dreamplex.
These kids are our future leaders, and we need a complex in order to facilitate that earlier in stage, not later in the stage.
As parents, the main goal is to watch our kids achieve and succeed. And we don't have to tell our kids, no, you can't join a team. No, you're not able to play that sport. The Dreamplex gives them that.
My hope is that Central Florida Dreamplex becomes a reality very soon. I want my children that I'm treating right now to be able to take a part in this facility and do sports and recreation together with other kids, and I'm looking so forward to this happening real soon.
Very, very inspiring video.
Yes,
it really was.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our newest guest, Miss Lisa Brave.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, Al. I
you're
really
very welcome.
appreciate being here,
Nice to meet you,
and
Sam Neill.
wonderful to meet you.
That's the only right hand I have, Lisa.
And-
Don't squeeze her. I'm just teasing. But yeah, Lisa is an actress. We happen to run into each other at the Sunscreen Film Festival.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you, you got to get out and network. You've got to make it happen for yourself because no one's going to do it for you, right?
That is
so
absolutely right.
You met 100 people. I met 100 people.
Mm-hmm.
You and I, kind of had this friend connection. So we're new friends. And Lisa's going to come to the next Sunscreen
And
Film
sign
Society
up.
meeting.
Absolutely.
Yes, she
We'll be
is.
glad to
Anybody
have you.
that's bringing film to Tampa,
Yes.
That's
I
right.
appreciate.
Yeah,
Now, before we get into this any further, I mean, we could talk to Lisa all day.
And we will.
Yeah, and we will. But I've got to ask you about this organization. I mean, like I said, it was very inspiring.
Thank you.
Give us some behind the scenes, so to speak.
Okay, behind the scenes briefly, that's the Central Florida Dreamplex, and that's Amy Gomes. She's in charge of that. And she's basically a physical therapist. She has children right now that can't ever play with other kids. So she put it upon herself and her son to build a Dreamplex in Claremont.
Wow.
She's gotten the city, Lake County behind her. And so one of the gentlemen in the video, Raj Durbal, he's the world's first triple amputee Ironman who just climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. And our connection to him is we produce all of his media worldwide, and she went to him to endorse it. So now what that video was us helping her with the media end to crowdfund and raise awareness worldwide to get the 15+ million that she needs. And what's crazy is she's put it out. It's already gotten thousands of views, and she's already securing a mini Dreamplex for this fall that fast just because of the awareness.
That's
so
phenomenal.
The power of video is unbelievable.
Now, weren't you saying something about streaming live from Mount
Yeah,
Kilimanjaro?
so the crazy thing is, Raj is in the video, and he is the founder of the Live Free Foundation. They go worldwide. Wherever he goes, we do his video. And we recently hired a gentleman named Sergio from Mexico to go to Kilimanjaro in Africa with a bunch of GoPro cameras and to stream that back to headquarters so that we could edit the film that he wants to do a documentary later this year. So his thing is, if he can play that film to children in Africa and show him climbing Mount Kilimanjaro with one limb, they can climb out of poverty. So my company, we try to align ourselves with $1 million buildings for children with no legs, poverty worldwide. We try to make sure that we're using the power of film and TV where it needs to be, not just to be on a red carpet taking a bunch of pictures. I mean, that's great and it's awesome, but if that video raises the $15 million for the building, then I want to smile even more on the red carpet because we make an actual impact, not just, okay, we had a film night and then what?
And this is the kind of professional that you're going to find at the Sunscreen Film Society. And we're meeting at Indie Studios in St. Pete, and all you have to do is Google or Bing Indie Studios in St. Pete and find the location. It's at 7:30 or 7 o'clock.
7
excuse
o'clock.
me.
We had network for a little while.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But it's a great way to network. If you decide, come as my guest the first time, and if you decide to join the organization, you get some great discounts on workshops. You get a free pass to the Sunscreen Film Festival.
Day pass.
On the executive level. I mean, there are just a lot of benefits on top of the main one, which is just networking and getting to know other people in your community. And when you have people like Neil and like Lisa, and maybe a small piece of me, but I mean, you're in good company. You really are. Now, Lisa.
Yes.
You're an actress.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
I'm very happy to say that.
And we're very happy that you are. Seriously. And I know that you've kind of been out of acting for a while. You had mentioned something about family business.
Yes, my husband and I owned family businesses for many years, and that takes a lot of time and a lot of dedication. One of the things I did learn from it, though, is networking, so it's helping me now. And it was a good experience, but I'm very, very happy to get back into the acting world.
Yeah, so you had to kind of put things on hold.
I did.
While you were helping build a business, and now you're ready to pursue your dreams again. Now, did you go to school for when you were in college? Did you go to school for acting? Were in the arts? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's a little bit of a funny story. I did start out as a theater major at Ohio State University.
Not Ohio State. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. My brother-in-law says he's 2 steps away from somebody from Ohio.
Always.
Oh yeah, all right.
Always. And I was a theater major my first year. I loved it. I was actually cast in a main stage play as a freshman, which was a great experience and pretty much unheard of. But everybody kept telling me that I was going to end up being a waitress, and I really didn't want to do that. So instead of continuing to follow my dreams, I followed another dream. I always have cared about the environment and wildlife and elephants and things like that.
Lions and tigers and bears?
Oh my!
Perfect.
I ended up getting a degree in wildlife management, of all things. Became an environmental consultant when I landed back in New Jersey, which was my home state, and then became a professional wetland scientist. So I was busy tromping in the woods and looking at plants and soil and water and things like that. And it was a wonderful job, and I felt like I was accomplishing things, but always had to do theater on the side.
Sure. So you're actually an environmental scientist.
I am.
Wow.
Well, former environmental.
Everybody's
got to do something. You're a filmmaker.
I was waiting for her to use the word. I wanted to hear that. This is our first scientist on Behind the Scenes. Okay. So
For scientists,
I've been called Spacey, but never a scientist. Okay, so, but
well, not a rocket scientist.
well, you know, I know one though.
Okay,
absolutely.
there you go.
Andy Karpinski, he's a rocket scientist, my good friend. But okay, so what is around the corner for you? What? You just tell me about an audition that you had.
I do. I have an audition coming up on Sunday. I'm very, very excited about.
Great, and it's with
for a new TV series. I don't know if it's anything I can talk about.
Sure, you
right
can.
now.
Why not?
Okay. A new TV pilot called The Last Supper, and they'll be, trying to place it after it's filmed. It's a dramedy. Very, very funny concept. An Italian mobster defects from the mob, as does his lawyer, and is basically in hiding, but loves to cook, wants to keep in touch with some of his family. He decides to produce a web-based cooking show.
Oh, wow.
So only his family can see him and so forth. And of course, it becomes an internet sensation. So that's the basis of the dramedy, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
That's fantastic. I had actually been contacted by one of the producers and the casting agents from online, from this particular project, and they actually extended the invitation for me to break the news on the casting call on my show. So we had done that about 6 weeks ago, and when you came in this evening and you mentioned it, I thought, oh, that's right, I forgot all about the auditions. So I'm glad that they're this weekend so I can take advantage of that, and I can,
you look like an Italian mobster.
I can get a trim. And, hey, what you talking about?
Yeah. And you made it look like you remembered.
Hey, Vinny, what's the matter?
Hey. Forget about it. But we all see the show. One of my favorite films of all times is
Aladdin?
Little Mermaid.
The Godfather, of course. And I like those types of shows. They're the underworld type things. I saw a documentary, and it was called The Iceman Cometh. Have you ever seen this?
No.
And it was about this serial killer. Well, actually, he was a killer for the mob, and he wouldn't think twice about doing it. But it's if you ever get the chance, they're actually interviewing him while he's in prison. He's not going anywhere.
Wow.
But it's called The Iceman Cometh, and I kind of get off
Pull
of
it up
those
on
type of
Netflix.
things. That's right. That's
You
right.
really wonder how a person gets to be that way.
Yeah.
What kind of background must
Well, they
they
start
have
off as
had?
environmental scientists, and then they go into acting, and there it is.
No, they started out as an actor. They started as an actor.
Maybe I should slide over. You might be a killer.
And then she says, "You know what I'd like to portray? An environmental scientist."
Well, I was arrested in Detroit recently.
Alrighty then.
I've done time in Detroit, baby.
I want to hear that story.
I'm sure you
It's
do.
another show.
This is actually a funny story. Sorry, Dan. My husband
Hey, Dan.
purchased for me, because I was working in Tampa late at night recently, and he purchased a taser. I didn't want the taser. I don't carry
Dan,
a
good for you.
taser. I don't want mace. I can defend myself.
Yeah, but I can understand his
Every
his
night
reasoning.
I came home, he said, did you carry your taser through the parking lot? I'd say, yes, dear. So it was in my purse, buried at the bottom, and I forgot all about it. And I had to go to Detroit. So I actually went through the Tampa airport, Tampa airport security, and made it to Detroit. So I, of course, by this time I knew I had the taser. And I figured, well, I made it one way, why not the other?
Yeah.
Not a good decision.
So security in Detroit is better than Tampa.
I'm about to say that.
Not anymore.
Oh, bad. Look out for that blonde.
Homeland Security, she's right here.
Sorry, TSA.
Yeah. Well, I think things will happen.
Please just give me a warning, please. Please.
Did you at least tase somebody so the story ends well?
I wanted to tase the security guy because he really was not very nice.
Wow.
The police treated me as nice as they possibly could, although they did have to handcuff me, fingerprint me, and mugshot me, and put me in a jail
awesome.
cell.
I think I'm back in Southern California.
So just watch out. But they did buy me a breakfast burrito at McDonald's.
Hey,
Oh,
that we thank
you.
So thank you, Wayne
McDonald's McDonald's has breakfast burritos?
Apparently, it was the first one I ever had, but
They
I
get
was
a joint?
hungry and they were nice, so they passed it right through the hole in the door.
Wow, you're a gangster.
Yeah.
She has street respect.
Okay, so speaking of auditions and casting calls, one thing I'd like to mention to all our viewers out there, because we have a lot of people that are in the industry, so to speak, in the arts, they're actors or the producers or they're crew members, and our good friend Z Ahmed, okay? Z Ahmed is on the board of directors of the Sunscreen Film Society that does very good work for the film community in the Tampa Bay area and beyond. I always like to say it, and beyond. And the reason for that and beyond is because Z has produced a film called Real Premonition, and you can see the trailer on YouTube, Real Premonition. Please write that down. It's just a movie that's very, very intriguing, and he's actually got distribution in the UK for that, and he's going to have, I think, worldwide distribution, if not coming very soon. So here's a writer, director, and producer who's got one in the scene, and he's got one in the bag. So he's going to hold a casting and a crew call this Saturday. What's the date on Saturday? The 18th. The 18th.
17th.
Or is it Sunday?
Tomorrow's my birthday.
His
so
is Sunday the 18th.
Oh, happy birthday!
Oh, I just had a birthday too.
Yeah.
All right,
All
Taurus.
So, okay, on the 18th at Sam Ash on McMullen Booth Road, the KPOC Center. Remember the gardens there and everything? So 10 a.m. at the Sam Ash KPOC Center. Just look around, ask someone, you'll find it. And it's going to be for a film called Scapegoats.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's going to be
I
kind
heard
of
about that at the film festival.
would you call it a dramedy?
Dramedy.
Yeah, a dramedy, but Z likes to blow up cars and have chases and have underlying stories. And Scapegoats is, from what I understand, it's about a plot to do something, but everyone's using somebody else so that they're not the person who pulls it off. So it's a bunch of people, scapegoating. But anyway, so the 18th, I'm not going to say Saturday. It's the 18th at the KPOC Center, Sam Ash on McMullen Booth Road, 10 a.m. So crew and casting auditions.
And I think on the 21st, he's coming to the Sunscreen Film Society to also talk about the art of casting, what it is, and hold, I think, a casting call. So if you're coming to the meeting like our friend, the Thug is, it's going to be a general meeting, but I think it's also going to be a casting call for his movie.
Absolutely. So if you can't make it on the 18th, or if you have a friend you'd like to pass the information to, again, Indie Studios, St. Pete, and again, just Google or Bing it. We're not going to do your homework for you. So you've got to take responsibility. This is called the biz, it's the movie business, and that's the part of the business that you're responsible for. So, and Indie Studios, the 21st, 7 to 9:30, and we're going to have some great information from Z Ahmed. I might talk a little bit because you can't shut me up, and we'll just have a real good networking.
I'm just going to stand next to you. That's all I'm going to do.
But just hang out,
I just stand next to you.
Yeah, well, you're a good conversationalist. So you've got this audition coming up this weekend. Mm-hmm. Okay. And do you have an agent?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Who's your agent?
My agent is Alexa Model and Talent.
No.
Oh my goodness. Are you the same with the same agent?
Yes, I am. Keith at Alexa Model and Talent Management.
Alexa Model and Talent.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and he's
I'm
also
glad.
my daughter's agent.
How old is your daughter?
She's 15 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does she a carbon copy of Mom? A little mix from Dan and Mom?
She actually is a little mini me. She has dark hair. She has dark hair. She doesn't carry taser yet, but
now is she taking? Is she involved in the arts in school or?
She is. She's involved in theater.
Okay.
She loves to sing. She loves to act. She wanted to be a model. She's 5'4", so she does get that from both sides of the family. So. But she's been on I've taken her to Orlando twice this week for auditions.
That's fantastic.
Because I'm a great mom.
Maybe he could be agent for my 3-month-old.
Well, you don't go to Orlando unless you're specifically asked to come because they've seen it starts out with they see your picture and they say, yes, that fits the mold.
Right.
And a lot of times now, rather than calling you out for an audition, they'll ask you for a reel.
Yeah.
You know, so you can send a reel, and then if they like the reel and they send you, because for a callback they call it, then you should really get excited. You know, so that's kind of a process that we're working in the industry now. So. But you know, we're very happy for you that you've come full circle.
Thank you.
And we have a scientist in our midst. So and it's very important that you know we have somebody that's conscientious about the environment on these sets too, because I hate to see people litter. I hate to see, you know, I mean all of these things. I back to my home backs to conservation, and I love the wildlife. I love the birds. You know, and it's a great place to shoot too. You know. Talk about it. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, the Florida woods.
Right.
You know, so I've actually had my home and the woods in about 5 or 6 different indie films.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, you know, we all help each other. We all lend of equipment. And, you know, when it's a really ultra low budget film,
Well,
it's like cheese and crackers for lunch, right?
If they leave styrofoam cups, we know she'll tase them.
That's right.
So, I mean, you've got set security.
Yeah, that's right. I just noticed we've got Mike Wytrack in the house. He's sitting outside in the production booth. How you doing, buddy? Mike's a local videographer also, and he just came back from Indiana.
Wow.
Philadelphia. On assignment.
At least it wasn't Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming out. Neil, we have another video.
Another one?
Yes, we have another video that Neil's.
Okay.
Why don't you introduce that?
All right. Well, basically, the next video is the behind the scenes of a brand new music video we just completed. The artist is Dominic Frankowski out of Orlando. Speaking of Orlando, he's a songwriter. He recorded this in Nashville, and we did his music video in Winter Garden. Actually, speaking of good shooting locations, Winter Garden is excellent.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're a shooter out there and you want a nice background and an easy shooting environment, they actually welcome it. So this video was shot in 2 days, actually all on Canon DSLRs, and enjoy it. It's called My Heart, the Behind the Scenes, and it's exclusive because this just got released a few days ago.
Oh, fantastic. So we're going to count it down. 3,
2, 1, My Heart.
Action.
What up, everybody? It's time to do the My Heart music video. We're here in downtown Winter Garden. Got a great crew. We've got Ralph out here. We've got Stephanie James on makeup and Willie on camera. So we're about to get started. Get some couple shots of them in good times and bad times. Catch you in a bit.
Extremely excited. This is my first music video. My Heart is going to be a really big song, and this was an amazing shoot.
Today, as you can see, it is a pretty rainy day, but we're not going to let that stop us. I think we got scheduled 4 set pieces, so we're trying to get those out. We only got about 4 hours before the light goes down.
We're trying to knock out the water scene and the fountain scene, and hopefully, you know, if the weather permits, we can get it done. I think the most challenging part of today is trying to get everybody's ideas organized and knocked out, and I think we're doing a hell of a job of doing that. It's funny, I got the same angle. I got the same shot like this.
Right there. Right there. See the face? Guess you got the other shot there.
Nice. Love it, love it, love it.
That's awesome.
Good? So wrap for this location. Wrap the umbrella
until we break up.
You see behind me, they're doing a special effects shot. Really cool shot that Willie came up with that we're going to use. I don't want to give it away.
So we had a very shallow depth of field to work with. The lighting condition was very harsh. We had a lot of shadows coming in. With that depth of field, we had to really push that focus. And so a lot of lighting, lots of little challenges, but handheld lights and a good teamwork worked really well.
Nando's in the house. We're using his hand. Bro, you don't even get paid for the quality you brought to the table today.
It's all good. It's all in good fun.
You can have the extra pizza. Hey everybody, I'm back for day 2 of the My Heart music video. We're back in beautiful Winter Garden and we're completing the very last few shots that we have here in downtown Winter Garden. We're about to shoot the car scene. We've got Dominic and we've got his crappy Mustang. And I'm just joking, I love Mustang. And we're gonna shoot some really somber moments, him thinking, he's got the ring in his hand. And this is a really cool shot that Willie came up with, so we're about to shoot it. It's gonna look really great.
Today, day 2, it's really hot with the sun out there, but we're getting some real good shots.
We're inside of Garden Cathedral Church, and behind me is the piano where we're going to do a lot of slider shots. Right now what we're doing, we're setting up a mobile hotspot, and we're going to play the music through the iPad and this speaker right here so that Dominic can hear.
We're going to turn off all the lights, we're going to pull them towards different angles so you get all the shadows and all the moody that's going to begin, so it's going to get really, really exciting.
All right, so that is a wrap for My Heart with Dominic. Everybody, congratulations, Dominic. Now it goes to post, and then we'll launch it so you guys can take and enjoy it.
Very cool behind the scenes with Neil Gillardi.
Yeah.
And Monkey Tongue.
Monkey Tongue.
Monkey Tongue.
That's Willie Harper's thing. I got to say something because he knows I'm not going to let this show go without. I want to explain where the name came from because I want people to ask him. But the funny thing about Monkey Tongue is it was actually just a joke.
Yeah.
And so when he was moving to Tampa and he wanted to launch his company, he just was trying to have fun with it, But everywhere we go, they think it's adult entertainment. But what he actually does is he develops children's programming,
right,
and animated series and things that he wants to kind of push out.
So for them, it's funny.
So they just everybody remembers his name. Mm-hmm. Everybody, no matter what, but especially in Miami, but that's a whole other story. Yeah. And but Monkey Tongue Productions, every time I say the word, people just giggle at me for a minute, and then I go, "No, it's not adult."
You know what? I envision a monkey doing a raspberry, right?
Okay.
But he's great, and he supports us in a lot of productions. We partner on a lot of things, so it was a great project.
Yeah, seems like a really nice guy too.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's okay.
I don't care what anyone says about him. I don't care what you've been telling me about him. I like Willie. I think he's a great guy.
He pays the rent. You know what I mean? But that one's Dominic. That was his first music video ever. It's already, that video is now on a lot of indie music websites, but he's actually been flown to Nashville to finish recording it off the strength of the music video that we'll hear in a second.
Great.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I have a good friend. Well, kind of a good friend.
Kind of a good friend?
I'm getting to know him, and we were at the Talkie Awards together, and he has a I don't want to give his name away or the name of his project because then everyone's going to know. But he's actually having a kind of a kickoff party, if you will, on the 31st. It's here in South Tampa, and there are a lot of these events that go on. I mean, there are screenings, screenings for independent films at Movico. At one of our community partners over here, the Tampa Picture Show, that's PITCHER, and at Friday nights after 10 o'clock when the movie's over, they usually open up the house and you'll have student actors bringing in their troops. I went in there one night and I just did not enjoy this one show. It was burlesque, and I didn't get it. I just didn't get. No, I enjoyed it.
It wasn't for you.
Yeah, I really did. I enjoyed it very. But it was tastefully done.
Right.
It really was. This one gal comes out and she's like in this red gown with all these like diamonds, and she's singing "Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend."
Oh, wow.
And walking around, she did it so nice. I mean, it was just a class act, and that was part of the troupe. They incorporate different
talent everywhere.
Yes, there really
she'll be
is.
here next week on the Al Alvarez Show.
That's right. and I've got the diamonds too waiting for her. You know what I'm saying? But all I can afford maybe is a baseball diamond.
Well, I like coming here because now I know 2 more actors I can use in these awesome productions we're doing.
Yeah. So we have actors. We have some crew. A lot of times when we go on a set to act, I like to, especially on independent film that is kind of short crewed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll do everything from move cables, help the boom guy out. So what do you do?
I make breakfast.
Awesome.
Oh.
You are in my next music video. Matter of fact, roll that.
As a matter of fact, I'm making a note of that.
Yeah,
Lisa can cook.
Egg McMuffins.
Actually, not really.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
But I can order it from McDonald's.
Yes, you can.
Wow,
Listen,
you're going to be on my set for real.
Give me a bowl of cereal and I'm a happy camper. An orange or apple or something. I'm serious, But I know we just have a few minutes left, so I'd like to go ahead. Neil has another video.
It's the music video of that.
We have a headshot of Lisa, don't we? Let's go ahead.
Let's show that.
Let's go ahead and bring that up.
I don't know which one it is.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, goodness, my commercial one.
I like that. Don't you? I think that's great.
That's way from the wonderful Michelle Yeager who took that, who's also an absolutely incredible actress.
Her husband, Dan, emailed me another shot of her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was about to say, this is a proof.
This is Lisa in the morning just getting up and getting...
I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah, I mean,
that's after breakfast.
Before her feet... Thanks, Dan, for sending us in. But before her feet even hit the floor, this is the way she wakes up.
After breakfast, before taser.
Yes, this is...
Before taser, right. Between her Fruit Loops and taser.
Those are really good headshots, though.
Yeah,
whoever took those did a great job.
That was Michelle Yeager.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
there
Michelle.
you go. Michelle Yeager's another tip.
Yeah, she's a great gal and a really good actress, too.
Yes.
Now, let's see the other video that Neil brought.
Yeah, this is the video from my
and
heart.
I know that we're all queued up because Chris Weil is on the ball. We've got Doug Vaders on second camera here, and the crew's just phenomenal. So thank you so much.
Yeah, the guys here are awesome.
Jimmy's on just kind of doing some B-roll over here, and Wanda's helping out. Except she didn't bring ice cream this time. Next time we want ice cream, Wanda. Okay.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is the music video to My Heart. This just released last week, and we're really excited. It's doing a lot. It's all over the web, so let's see if you guys like it as much as we do.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, action.
Slowly fading patiently, thoughts of wonder, broken dreams you left me. You have left me waiting for so long, with nothing else to say. As you turn away, and I'll give my heart to you, if that makes you happy. And I'll give my all to you, just to see you smile. Restless, you call me helpless often. My hands are tied, you wonder why I'm broken. Why'd you leave me waiting for so long, with so much left to say? Turn away, and I'll break my heart. I'll break my heart just to see you happy. You happy, and I'll give my all. I'll give my all just to see to make you happy. You happy, and I'll give my all to you, just to see you smile.
Oh, that was
Thanks.
really nice.
Hey, Dominic, congratulations, buddy.
Did he write the song also?
Actually, he did. He wrote the song, and what happened was the guy who produced the music for Friends heard it in California, asked him for this video to be made, and then so he could send it to Nashville.
Right.
And now he's being flown to Nashville in a couple of months here to do the whole EP. And then, so really, we were just there to help him so he could get his opportunity.
Oh, fantastic, and congratulations. Absolutely.
So, great video.
Now, I maybe I misunderstood, but I thought you had said that you hadn't done any acting in quite some time. But we were just talking, and you won an award last year.
Yes, I did.
You were doing theater.
Yes,
Okay.
I've been doing theater, I think I said on and off for years. I always am involved in
Right,
theater
so you never quit,
because
really.
I love it.
Right.
I love live theater.
Okay.
So
what was the award for?
I got Best Supporting Actress for my role in the Dixie Swim Club
Oh,
at
nice.
St. Pete City Theater.
Congratulations.
I played Lexi, who
Uh-huh.
was the super tramp.
No.
Every scene that I was in, I had a new husband
Nice.
and a bigger chest area.
Bosom. Yeah, bosom, yes.
And I talked with a southern accent because we all met in North Carolina every year.
Well, don't you know?
And I just kept meeting the guys, and one after the other.
And you won an
My
award for
rings
that.
got bigger.
That's awesome. That's huge.
It was so much fun.
Now, when I was single and I was meeting one gal after another, I got no award for that. I was very well rewarded, but
See, you they call a dog.
She gets an
I
award.
got away with it.
Anyway, listen, we're kind of running out of time here on Behind the Scenes. I would like to thank our guest, Mr. Anjani Pandey, who had, talking about Bollywood with us today.
That was awesome.
Also, Miss Lisa Brave.
Thank you.
Miss Lisa, thank you so
Lisa,
much for
thank
coming
you.
on
I'll
and
never
joining
forget
us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're
Really
very welcome. I know that you drove quite a long way. And Neil Galarne, thank you,
Thanks for
Neil. He
having me,
brings a
Rob.
lot of professionalism.
Thank
Don't forget, on the 21st, we're going to be at Indie Studios, 7 o'clock, with the Sunscreen Film Society. Come out and network with us, see what
Come
we're
out
all
and
about.
meet me.
And
Come meet her.
Yeah, I promise you will not be disappointed. So from all of us to all of you, that's a wrap.
This program was brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization, setting the standard for new media broadcasting.